As you step in, make sure to hit the like button. We'd be really appreciated. This will not be a long live stream, but this live stream is to highlight yet another mistake that the Steelers are making, at least in my opinion. And I understand Terrell Austin was not very good for the Steelers. Last year we were ranked, 29th? But the Steelers are about to hire Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham was the defensive coordinator for, of all teams, the Las Vegas Raiders. Have you seen how bad the Raiders' defense was the last few years? Well, some of that, I understand, has to do with ownership. Let's face it, Mark Davis has been terrible. Now, you can make a case that the Rooneys aren't doing themselves any favors, especially with this last hire as head coach, Mike McCarthy. And I saw the press conference. Hey, Cheryl Burnett. Yeah, how do you feel about this hire? Patrick Graham, the Raiders defensive coordinator. Now, let me remind you, who has the first pick in the draft, ladies and gentlemen? The Las Vegas Raiders. And a huge reason why is because their defense was terrible. So am I. Let me tell you, I'm now the one saving grace I will give the Raiders is their defense was better than their offense. Yeah, Patrick Graham. Let me give you some of his background anyway. Okay, the Steelers are about to round out their coaching staff with an assistant from the AFC West. Now, this is according to Pro Football Talk, which is part of the NBC umbrella. And according to Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the Steelers are close to hiring Patrick Graham as defensive coordinator. Listen, that's Ronald McDonald. Until further notice, he's not Mike McCarthy, he's Ronald McDonald. Graham, who's 47 years old, had been with the Raiders since 2022, where he was hired by Josh McDaniels to be the club's defensive coordinator. And he stayed under former Raiders coaches Antonio Pierce and Pete Carroll. So again, that's who you blame for how bad the Raiders defense is. Well, one of the people you blame anyway. Now, before that, he worked for the New England Patriots from 2009 to 2015 as a defensive assistant. That means he's actually got a ring. Then he was the Giants defensive line coach from 2016. Well, that's actually the point I was making, Cheryl, that they stink. Now, this was before Mike McCarthy hired him to be Green Bay's linebackers coach and run game coordinator. From there, he was the Dolphins defensive coordinator in 2019 and the Giants assistant head coach and defensive coordinator from 2020 and 2021. Those Giant defenses weren't great. Oh, my gosh. Additionally, Dulac reports that Mike McCarthy, or Ronald McDonald, as I like to call him, is looking to hire former Packers offensive line coach James Campbell and former Cowboys assistant line coach Raymond Chinyoung. McCarthy is also expected to retain. Hey, Camille Price, how are you? Oh, he's going to keep three people from Mike Tomlin's staff. Linebackers coach Scott McCurley, that makes sense. The linebackers did play well for the Steelers. Well, the linebackers out who's not named TJ Watt anyway, because he was dreadful. The quarterbacks coach Tom Arth and secondary coach Gerald Alexander. I don't know why the Steelers are keeping their quarterback coach. Doesn't seem like the quarterbacks did much of anything. The secondary did improve. Listen, that is a waste of money as far as I'm concerned. I do not see where the Pittsburgh Steelers did anything better. Now, I understand getting rid of Terrell Austin. I get it. Terrell Austin was dreadful. You could have made a case that Terrell Austin should have been fired 3 years ago. I would have not batted an eye. You can't bring in the guy from the Oakland, I still call him Oakland Raiders, from the Las Vegas Raiders. You can't bring them in. You just can't do it. And I understand for some reason he's well respected. I don't give a damn. It's a results-driven league. You see the results with the Las Vegas Raiders. They're a dreadful franchise, have been a dreadful franchise ever since, well, even before Al Davis passed away, they've been dreadful. Remember, the last Raiders Super Bowl was the one against Tampa Bay when they faced their old coach, John Gruden. Think about that. We're in 2026, so it's been 25 years since the Oakland Raiders had last sniffed the Super Bowl. Remember, the last time the Oakland Raiders sniffed the Super Bowl, Rich Gannon was the quarterback. Jerry Rice was still playing. Tim Brown was still playing. Hell, Rod Woodson was still playing. Old enough? But this is who the Rooney family decided was a good idea to hire. And again, this goes back to not only the Rooneys, but this goes back to the GM, Omar Khan. I have no confidence in them. And I tell you what's going to be scary. I hate to see how they draft this year. I am scared that the Steelers are going to screw up this draft and we're going to be 5-13. I can see it. I can see us going 5-13 this year. And if you heard McCarthy, he's excited to work with Will Howard. I don't think Will Howard is the answer. I don't think the answer lies in the Steelers locker room right now. The only way this makes somewhat any type of sense is if the Steelers go after Malik Willis as a free agent. I would love, and remember, I did not first guess this. Anybody that's been a part of this this platform knows that I wanted Malik Willis in the first round and not Kenny Pickett. I wanted no parts of Kenny Pickett. I don't know who decided that Kenny Pickett was going to be the guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was a joke. And you see how well Malik Willis played during the time that he's had, whether it was Tennessee or with Green Bay. There have been times where Malik Willis, quite frankly, has looked better than Jordan Love. And we know that he has the arm strength. He's a mobile quarterback. He can make all the throws. Now, if you're going to tell me McCarthy's going to work with him, then you should have made Mike McCarthy the offensive coordinator and not the head coach. This is more of a lateral move. And for all these people who said, well, he's better than Tomlin. No, he's not. Again, Tomlin has not given us a losing season. Did you see Mike McCarthy's last year in Dallas? And I understand that he had a bunch of 13-win seasons. Well, he didn't have any playoff wins to go with it. So who cares? And if you want to say, well, Mike Tomlin didn't either. Mike Tomlin didn't have Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb either. And he didn't have Micah Parsons. All of which were at Ronald McDonald's disposal. Mike McCarthy's disposal. And now we're going to end up with the worst team in football's defensive coordinator. Remember, the first pick in the draft belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Steelers don't pick until 21st. We can't even win right. We're going to get a draft pick who's probably not going to be an impact player. And I'm going to be honest, the Steelers need to just go into rebuild mode. I'm ready. I'm willing to listen to offers to TJ Watt. I'm willing to listen to offers for Alex Highsmith. Listen, if you want to say get rid of Cam Hayward, I think Cam Hayward will retire myself. And I do think Hayward needs to come back to have some type of veteran leadership. TJ Watt was so overpriced. I mean, he was such an underachiever. Hey, Michelle's daughter. I tell you what, the Steelers and the Giants have become pretty much the same team now. Pretty embarrassing. But I digress. I just don't know what I don't know what direction that we're trying. Cheryl Burnett, can you tell me what direction that we're trying to go to, unless it's Shitsville? Because I don't see what they're doing. I mean, are we trying to tank next season? I'm being honest. I'm not going to watch a game. I'll just find out the results. Cheryl Burnett's here, or you're talking about my cousin Cheryl, because sometimes she's here, sometimes she's not. And that is my blood. The other Cheryl that's my blood cousin. That is my blood cousin. And if you are listening out there, let's know that I love you, okay? Oh man, Cheryl Burnett's here. At least she was. But she was in the chat earlier. And she's about as upset as I am with this later Steeler hire. And you know what? He actually has roots with your organization, Michelle's daughter. He was with the New York Giants a couple of seasons. He was your defensive coordinator back in 2020 and 2021. And he was the assistant head coach. So he does have Giants ties, which makes the hire even damn worse. Because let's face it, Giants stink. Oh man. I just don't know what's going to happen. I'm so scared of the draft. Yep, you're in New York. Yep, your organization, the New York Football Giants, and we know how great you guys have been. At least you guys have what, the third or fourth pick in the draft, so you guys can get an impact player. It doesn't look like you need a quarterback. You have a good wide receiver. You have a good running back in Scatterboo. You could use help in the secondary. Of course, everybody could. Or you could get help on the defensive line. You could always use a good linebacker too. Your linebackers are dreadful. And they have been for quite some time. But at least the Giants have a future. I can't say that my Steelers have a future. We got too much dead weight in TJ Watt. I mean, and I understand that we wanted to pay him. I get it. But damn, you got to give me more than 7.5 sacks. And he lost so much time. He reminds me of the way his brother ended his career. Once J.J. Watt crossed the other side of 30, he was never the same player. And T.J. Watt, I can see breaking down the same way. Alex Highsmith has been the better edge rusher at this rate. And we are deep at that with Herbig and Jack Sawyer. So I don't mind getting rid of T.J. Watt for a first-round pick. I'll pack his bags. We didn't win shit with him. We might as well get rid of him. But keep the young nucleus, keep Joey Porter Jr., who has become, listen, I have to be fair. I was very critical of him before, but he has been one of the best at his position. He's not as grabby as he once was. He's still very physical. The only thing is this: we need speed also. We have no speed anywhere. We barely have speed at receiver. We have no speed at the middle linebacker position. That's where Ryan Shazier's injury really hurt us. We're still paying for that. I just don't understand what the Steelers are doing. Oh man, this is such a another terrible hire by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want to say it'll be interesting to see what happens during the draft in April, but I just shudder to look. Yeah, I'm getting ready to head on out too. Well, not head out, but stop this live stream because I have a long day tomorrow as well. I have to I have to run a lot of errands for Mama Bolton, and I have to take care of a lot of things. I just do. And I'm not sure if the nurse is going to be late tomorrow. She had to leave early today, and there was a lot on my plate. But hey, that's all par for the course. Unfortunately, life continues to be life, and no question about it. And the Steelers, you know what? There are three constants now: death, taxes, and the Steelers making a terrible hire. Yeah, how things have changed. I don't see Mike McCarthy lasting 3 years, let alone 10. Hopefully, I'll be wrong. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Claude signing out. I'd like to thank Michelle's daughter. I'd like to thank Cheryl Burnett. Oh, well, I tell you what, we'll adopt you as your grandchild. You're our grandchild now. I'd like to thank you once again, Michelle's daughter, Camille Price, Cheryl Burnett, all those in the clouds, all those in the bushes. Yeah, isn't she wonderful? 85 years young. Oh my goodness. And of course, Mr. Carruthers. Oh, Mr. Carruthers, I tell you. Listen, you can't say anything. Your team is watching the Super Bowl just like our team. I know that you guys have more of an upside because you do have the quarterback in place, but it's consistency with him. And he's not the most consistent guy in the world. See, I used to say we have Mike Tomlin, so we're always in a game. I can't say that anymore because Mike McCarthy's such a loser. And I could see him throwing away a couple of games. He's not the best when it comes to time management. He's a very good offensive coordinator, and that's it. Well, you know what? Buffalo thought they had a future too. How'd that work out? They lost their coach. You could definitely regress without Sean McDermott in Buffalo. But you guys haven't won anything with him. We did win a championship with Tomlin. Well, once again, Uncle Claude signing out. All those in the clouds, all those in the bushes, thank you so much. As you leave, make sure to hit that like button. It really will be appreciated. Uncle Claude signing out. Take care. Stay safe. And God bless. Oh, we ain't got no quarterback. You know it. Just cut it out. You're just really trying to make me salty, Mr. Carruthers. You think you're slick. You're not. Good night, everybody.